Hey, g'day guys, my name's Will from Allied Track. We're an Australian-based GPS tracking company, and I'm here today to have a chat to you about the different GPS trackers that we offer on Allied Track. There are tons of different websites out there and tons of different GPS suppliers offering a whole bunch of different collections on GPS trackers, and it can become quite overwhelming and confusing on what's the right tracker for you, the consumer, to buy. So I thought I'd have a brief chat to you about some different options that we commonly see in the marketplace. Definitely our biggest seller of GPS trackers would be our MagnaTrack. These are a magnet attachment tracker or a wireless tracker. Basically, I use these quite frequently when I'm out on my motorbike riding or I need to track different assets that I don't necessarily need to have something hardwired in. We sell a lot to different contractors who have tool trailers, mowing trailers, etc., who basically want to move their tracking capability around. They're really handy. The battery life is phenomenal. If you want to ping this pretty much every minute for every day or 24 hours, you'll probably get about a month roughly out of battery life, but we can put these onto a standby mode or a slow ping position. So basically they ping once or twice a day, and you get up to 12 months battery life out of one of these. So for example, I also actually have one of these in my gun safe at home. Because, obviously, for safety reasons, security reasons, I want to know if that safe goes anywhere, but I don't need it to ping every minute of every day. It just needs to ping once a day for me, and I'm happy with that. All of our trackers as well have a 7-day backup of going back and having a look at the data as well. We have an OBD tracker just like this with one of our career drivers. And he likes to use this tracker purely based on the fact that it offers him a large amount of data backup, so he can track his profitability and making sure that his runs or his postal runs are being timed correctly. So he uses this not so much as a security device, but also to make sure his business stays within profit. He's always tracking his progression throughout the day and making sure his runs are keeping within his time schedule. We also sell a lot of them to guys that just want a plug and play solution for, maybe tracking fleet. So for example, if you have a lot of guys out on the road running different, outfits, Sparkies, plumbers, they're running different cars, and you just want to know, again, how long they're on site for, so you can go back and invoice. So if we're at Uncle Jane's place for an hour, we can go back and check that and make sure that we are invoicing correctly. Also, obviously, if you just want to asset track the vehicle that your staff are taking home every night, they're also good just to make sure that, they're not at the pub having a counter meal when they should be at a house, so on a service call. So they're really handy and a really easy plug and play solution. Ultimate security for GPS tracking is obviously something that's hidden and hardwired. A lot of people get scared about this solution because they can be quite difficult to hardwire in. That's why I guess these two would be our biggest selling items. Hardwired, doesn't matter what you hear out there, hardwired is always the best solution. There's a ton of companies and a lot of Australian companies offering magnetic trackers. But again, if a thief or somebody finds this, they can simply throw it out the window and you're done. If the best solution that you can possibly have is hardwired, and I can't say that enough because they are hard to get out of the car, they're hard to find, and they offer the most vast variety of different solutions. The most basic style of GPS hardwired tracker is something that looks like this. This is a 4-pin tracker, okay, and in its easiest installation configuration is 3 wires. You'd have ignition, constant power, and you'd also have earth. They're really easy to hide. I usually just put a bit of double-sided tape here on the back, and that works really, really good. This configuration can also be wired in to have an engine shut off as well. So if your car, motorbike, boat does get stolen, you can remotely shut the vehicle down from your app that we would supply you on your phone. So a really good cost-effective solution. And again, it's only a 4-pin or 4-wire installation. So its most basic installation is a positive, negative, and ignition. These also have a battery protect, so it won't drain the battery in your car. It will get down to a certain voltage in your car and then switch over to its inbuilt backup battery. So really handy. On the more advanced level, you have a tracker that looks like this. This tracker can do a lot. At this point in time, we do advise seeking the advice of a qualified auto electrician. because these trackers are capable of a vast variety of different applications. We can hook these into different sensors within sort of a freezer truck to monitor temperatures. We can have them set up with an I button for vehicle driver identification. If you have multiple drivers in the same vehicle, they can be set up so basically we know who's driving that car at that certain point in time. Again, they also have the remote engine shutdown. They're packed full of features, but again, more of a complicated install if you want to utilize those features, and definitely worth getting the advice of a qualified auto electrician to install this for you. We have a few other options on the websites that are sort of similar within these realms. So feel free to reach out to us because again, we are here to help you guys. We do have a qualified auto electrician on our staff to assist with any installation requirements as well. Now, one thing I'll talk about the industry as well is what we find is the hidden secrets behind, how you pay for these trackers. A lot of people, might find trackers on Alibaba or Temu or eBay. I mean, Harvey Norman even sell them. JB Hi-Fi sell GPS trackers. And what you don't know as a consumer, when you take these trackers home, you assume when you plug them in or turn them on that they're just going to work like that. It's quite untrue. There's a lot of suppliers out there that will say, oh, you have a lifetime subscription. Now, this is something that you need to be really careful for, because a lifetime subscription doesn't mean that you're getting a lifetime coverage of cellular network. That is the difference. The companies, when they say that you are getting a lifetime of free subscriptions, they're talking about their app or their dashboard for tracking. Now, we also offer the same. However, our subscription pricing covers the cellular network, the 24-hour support, the warranty, the coverage, the postage, everything like that we offer within our packages. So for example, we're $149 per year, and that covers the full Telstra network in Australia. So the largest coverage possible within Australia. That is what our subscription offers you. And the more legitimate GPS tracking companies will be honest about this. So don't be fooled when you go to JB Hi-Fi and buy a GPS tracker and get it home and it's not working. Okay, you will need to go out and buy your own SIM card in that case, which will end up costing you a lot more, because the SIM cards that a business like us use versus what you can get from Telstra, Vodafone or Optus are different. And you will end up paying for, let's say, a data-only SIM roughly between $20 to $30 per month. Or you can try and piggyback off your existing account, which is still quite expensive. So looking at the options for us with our subscription, $149 a year for your 24-hour support and backup, and also for all of your cell coverage, your application usage, and installation support. It doesn't seem that expensive, and it's cheap insurance. We also advise, if you install a GPS, especially one of the hardwired GPS units into one of your vehicles, speak to your insurance company. For example, I have GPS trackers fitted in all of our fleet cars, all of our service cars, and it lowered my premiums by over $150 per vehicle. Theft is on the rise, guys. Get your insurance costs down and make sure you can get your car back on the road. You're not profitable if you're out of a vehicle. It's Will from alliedtrack.com.au. Reach out, send us an email, send us a message on Facebook if you need any more information. Thanks, guys.